Hello, professional colleagues. We have been receiving requests from various corners that Gujarat RERA, a practical course, need to be conducted for the purpose of registration. We are happy to announce the first ever course on Gujarat RERA registration of a project. We have divided into 10 sections. In each section, you will get various faculties to guide you. Let us look at the today's session where the faculty will explain you the process, procedure, rules, regulations, and at the end of the session, you will be having an opportunity to ask the questions. I request you to be very attentive and thank you very much for enrolling. Over to the faculty and the program in charge. Thank you very much.
So hello all on our second session of Gujarat RERA registration course. So this is the second session which we are having. In the first session, which was taken by CA Lalit Pawar and CA Kunal Modi, we had discussed on the whole section of registration. We had read to the bare act and understood what the registration sections are, section 3, section 4, section 5 in depth. And today we are going to dwell more little bit deeper into the topic of registration, how to do registration, all the registration process, what all things we need to keep in mind. And we have with us two RERA experts. One you all must be very familiar with, who was there with us in the last session, CA Kunal Modi. He is again with us today in today's session. So thank you so much, Kunal, to join back. And we have with us CA Bhavesh Nagda from Mulund, Mumbai. And of course, he has been as a RERA practice since from the time of incorporation, if I'm correct. And he has been practicing to RERA, has been handling litigations, compliances, all the registration. So if any kind of questions you all have regarding registration, you all can definitely ask us in the chat box, and the experts will be there to help you and guide you. So thank you so much, Bhavesh sir, to give out your time and making the whole presentation. He has made an in-depth presentation on the whole Gujarat RERA login details registration. So with this, Bhavesh sir, I hand over the mic to you.
Basically, we will just walk through the registration process and documentation of Gujarat RERA 2.0. It's very vast subject, and thanks to the artificial intelligence and all modules being incorporated with each other, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to move as quick as possible so that I can compensate everything in 55 or 55 minutes or so. Okay, so here we start with. Basically, I believe that 1.0 has been migrated to 2.0. So either the promoter is already having a user ID on the platform, or he is a new promoter. So I start with a new promoter one. Persons which can have an user ID independently on a Gujarat RERA are the promoter, architect, engineer, chartered accountant, lawyers, contractor, real estate agents, and citizen. Highlighted ones are the ones which will be helpful for us for the purpose of our registration process. Now, first and foremost thing, to create a promoter user. So users promoter, as I told you, in the initial there was an option that from RERA 1.0, there was an option to auto fetch to RERA 2.0. And so on, the login ID was being clear. But let's presume that there is a new promoter for the first time the login ID has been created. It is supposed to be created out. So how we deal about it? This is what is a basic format which each and every user, irrespective of the type of the user, will require to go through it. The format is he or she need to have an email ID and mobile number. So it will be appreciated that you tell to your clients that email ID should be specific to that specific promoter, and if promoter has a multiple entity and one of the entity becomes a promoter, specific to the entity promoter. Similarly, if more often than not, if mobile number is also segregated, it will be better for the user. Now you see the third column. Third column we are going to highlight into the promoter, co-promoter, or land promoter. Now here the distinguishing promoters, like in the act, promoter including land promoter or whatever contractor promoter or investor promoters or either of them, all multiple promoters will be combined as a promoter. Moment you enter the email ID and mobile number, an OTP will be shared on email separately and on mobile number separately. And you have to just put the OTP number here and submit it. Once the submission is happened and it's approved, we go ahead with the journey of getting registered. Now, first, what are the type of promoters which are being identified by the Gujarat RERA? The promoters which has been identified by the Gujarat RERA are a company, second is individuals, third is a competent authority or a government, fourth is a partnership firm, LLP is there, trust, HUF, AOP, BOI, artificial judicial person. So anything which is on the earth and being defined under income tax as a person probably fits in there. Now, the identification of the promoter for the purpose of promoter independent identification, they have taken an PAN as the base and other identification number. Like if there is a company, company identification number is there. If there is an LLP, LLP identification number will be there. If there is a firm, register of firm number should be there. Let's say if there is a trust deed or a trust being registered, trust membership will be there, and so on. So basically, PAN will be the main identity, and with that, the depending on the type of the promoter, additional requirement will be required as the secondary identity to form a KYC establishment. Further to that, there will be few documents which need to be uploaded. One is like color PAN card, which needs to be uploaded. Second is the deed of constitutions. Like as I said, in company, it can be MOA and AOA, partnership agreement for partnership firm, trust deed, LLP agreements, and so on. Whatever the type of promoters you are following it, that type of documentations you need to upload it out. Similarly, in case the promoters have specified logos or they have registered logos, they can be uploaded. All the independent individual files can be up to 100 MB. So lot of place available. Unlike in 1.0, I think it was 5 MB. Now it's 100 MB each documents. Further to that, now here we talked about the promoter registration, but promoter works with an individual. So in company, it might be director. In partnership firms, it might be partners. Trustees might be there, or body of individuals. All individuals will be coming into the person, AOP and all that stuff. So it's drilled down to the actual influencer to that entity, and accordingly, the information of that promoter entity needs to be provided. Let's say if it is a company, it's going to be director, partners, and so on. Basically, all the information about, let's say it's of an individual, you have to upload a color PAN card and a photo size should be 100 pixel by 100 pixel. Further to that, if you have an authorization, let's say if you have been authorized by the entity to be an authorized signatory, then there should be an authorization letter given by that entity. Let's say if it's a company, there will be a board resolution of its board of trustees will be approving. And there is no need that there need to be only one authorized signatory. There can be multiple authorized signatory for the single promoter entity. So that criteria of single authorized signatory is done away with it. Now further to that, there is one more criteria which is an optional criteria as of now. Is that, let's say, if a promoter is a part of a bigger group entity, then it can showcase it as a part of that group entity and can come for, get attached to that group entity. If not, it can independently be an independent entity altogether. Now, I have just attached website snapshots for better understanding. This is the thing, type of promoters are there, PAN number, mobile number, and all that stuff will be there. The moment you are going to put the PAN number, the information from the PAN is going to be fetched out, and accordingly, the website works out. Similarly, for the directors, the moment you put the PAN number, all the informations are filled out. The additional information will be like email ID, mobile number, and all that stuff. And further to that, you have to upload the color PAN card and photograph, which I have said it. Photograph will be 100 by 100 pixels. Similarly, if the director or partner or trustee or individuals, whoever they want to be an authorized signatory, you can just upload, click that authorized signatory, which you can see on the top left-hand side. And further to that PAN card and photograph, which is already uploaded, you need to upload the authorization certificate, and just you have to create the user ID. You can see at the bottom end, there is a creation of a user ID. So definitely, there are some compulsory fields which are red asterisk that cannot be avoided, and it needs to be fulfilled. Similarly, there are compulsory some uploads of the files which needs to be done of meaningful way for the registration purpose of the user. Now, once this activities is being done, promoter entity goes for the user creation, and once it's been approved by the authority based on the information collected from the different sources, the user ID is being created. But for all practical purpose, the login ID will be the email ID which you have given at the time of registration. Similarly, as I told you, there were 4 other promoters which needs to be 4 other professionals which also is needed for the registration. We'll look up for the creation of that professional user login for that 4 professionals. The base formula is same: email ID, mobile number, and the type of the users. In this case, it will be CA, architect, engineer, or lawyer. Now, similarly, moment that login ID and password, email ID and the mobile number is given, OTP will come. The person has to submit. If it is perfect, he or she can go ahead with it. Now, for architect, the base important point will be the Council of Architects membership number. That will be the number for him for a login. The moment he will put that number, the information will automatically fetched out, and information which is with the Council of Architecture will come to the website. Here is the website snapshot. The moment the number is input, there will be first name, last name, everything is done. So the fields which are gray in the color will not be allowed to modify. Rest which are in white, they can be modified. Same goes with the engineer. The engineer is being used for two purposes, for issuing Form 2 and Form 2A. Now for engineer, there are PAN is the one which will be given. As the engineer comes from the various segments, there are no council bodies like chartered accountants or architecture, which governs all engineers put together. Now coming to, there are specific sets of engineers which can do only specific roles. Here they have identified, let's say the engineer which is being enrolled in Institute of Engineers of Gujarat or engineers or Gujarat institutes or consulting engineers, they will only be able to give Form 2A. They cannot give form. So even in engineers, there are a set of engineers which are being identified, which can only do some set of functions, and there are other set of engineers which are able to do all the sets of functions. Now for engineer, the login ID will be email as promoter's login ID. Like a promoter login ID, the engineer login ID will be the email which engineer has used for the purpose of creation of user ID. Now here is the snapshot of it. You will find it licensing authority which the engineer has given, license number and all that stuff, whatever it is coming out. And accordingly, it can be filled out and created user ID is being done. Once it is being cross-verified by the respective institutes, it will be created down. And the information of same will be given to him or his email ID. Same goes with the chartered accountant. Chartered accountant, there are three criteria: Form 3, means of finance, and Form 5. Again, for us, it's like COA for architect, it's ICA membership for us. Enrollment date, COP, PAN, everything that needs to be filled in. Some are auto fetched out, like COP date is auto fetched out. The details are being verified, validated from ICA, and user login ID will be your membership. So basically, the institute will confirm that the number which is given is a COP holder and valid COP holder live as of date. Again, the snapshots for the KYC is been given here. It's much of visual rather than things of a talking point. Now, similarly, lawyers are also supposed to first register before they give any certificates. There are two things which the lawyers need to give. That is, one is the encumbrance certificates for the property. Second is the title report of the property. Both of the things for registration purpose, the lawyer has to enter the State Bar Council number. The moment the lawyer enters the State Bar Council number, the information is validated with the authority from the State Bar Council's records, and accordingly, a creation of the lawyer user ID has been done. Again, the snapshot of the KYC has been given here.
One question was
Yeah.
that the declaration which was there in the previous slide, which you said about the encumbrance certificate and everything,
Yes.
that is to be on the whoever the lawyer you are appointing on their letterhead, or it should be on the promoter's letterhead?
See, first of all, there will be an user ID which will be given. So it will be a RERA registered, Gujarat RERA registered lawyer. Okay. A.
Okay.
Second thing, the assignment will be given by the promoter to that specific lawyer. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Like Maharashtra, it is different in Gujarat.
No. The approval will, the report will come into the advocate's lawyer's letterhead.
Yes.
Report will come on the lawyer, on lawyer's letterhead. It will not come on promoter's letterhead.
No, but like you mentioned, it is the Gujarat RERA, they will themselves appoint some other lawyer or something like that.
No. They won't
Okay.
appoint it. If I am a lawyer, let's say Shreyas Bhavesh is a lawyer,
Okay.
it will be duty of Bhavesh to first get himself create a user ID.
Okay.
The creation of user ID itself is acknowledged by the Gujarat RERA that you are a person eligible to perform the acts and activities on Gujarat RERA.
Okay.
Unless the user ID has not been created, the Gujarat RERA itself does not authorize you to act on that behalf to carry on the functions which has been given in Gujarat RERA.
So all the
Okay.
so unlike Maharashtra, over there the professional have to register themselves also in Gujarat.
Yeah. That's what I told you. There are the
Yes,
10
yes.
categories which needs to be registered. Okay. Of which we are dealing the 5 categories because they are important for the registration.
Sure. Understood, sir.
Are we clear?
Yes.
So it is all an independent activity. The chartered accountant is an independent activity. it will be, I may not have a client, but I may still register. You never
Yes,
know,
yes.
tomorrow I may have a client. Okay, right?
Understood.
So I'm just continuing because it's a very vast subject. It will, take much of time. So going to first, now that user ID has been created, and I hope that all the user IDs have been created, then only we can go for an application for a new project. Now, application for a new project, why the application needs to be done? The application needs to be done in basically if the project land size is less than 500 square meter, no application needs to be done. If the project development is less than 8 numbers of, does not exceed 8, this 8 or less number of units are going to be done of all phases, no application needs to be done. Promoter has received the completion certificate, no application has to be done. And all that, I think of 7 years, most of them know it out. Okay. The thing I'm going to highlight it out is that the Gujarat RERA is more proactive because if they identify out whatever, if the registered project is not getting unregistered, वो सीधा 10% पे मारते हैं, आगे पीछे सोचता नहीं है, सीधा 10% पहला मार देते हैं, फिर देखा जाएगा जो होगा. So whenever you are dealing with the client, you need to be very clear before giving these opinions. Now coming to the login ID. Now let's say I am a promoter, I have created a login ID. Now first thing I want to register a project, very good. नारियल बारल फोड़ दिया, सब कुछ कर दिया, तो login ID में चले गए हम. And when you open out your login ID, you see down there is an apply in the orange thing, which I have marked in red. Okay. First you click there. Moment you click the right hand side, which is on the extreme right, which you see, that folder gets open, and then you find it apply for the new project. You click that apply for the new project and the process starts. The first screen is the promoter screen, okay, where there will be a promoter information which is in promoter detail page will be given out. Let me just show you the screen, what will be. This will be a promoter detail screen where basically the name of the promoter will come out and whole information which he has filled during the login will come out here. Now here the promoter, the project may be either exclusively owned by the promoter or he might be in a partnership or he might have some arrangements with other people. So it can be either single promoter project or it can be a multiple promoter project. If it's a multiple promoter project, what he will do is that he will add another promoter. Okay? Like these are the details of the promoters which will come on 1 second. He will add a promoter. Whether, first of all, actually first two pages are not important because moment you put an application, it will show you the promoter's detail. प्रमोटर के अंदर आपने जो यूजर आईडी यूजर के टाइम पे जो क्रिएशन किया और जो पास्ट प्रोजेक्ट एक्सपीरियंस दिया और आपके ऑथराइज्ड सिग्नेटरीज एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ व्हाटएवर इंफॉर्मेशन यू पुट इट विल जस्ट शो बेस लाइक द वे इट इज बीइंग शोइंग हियर राइट नाउ एज एन एग्जांपल. मोमेंट यू डू दैट, it will ask for the second scene. It is previous project detail. Again, the previous project detail, either the Gujarat RERA will fetch it from the live project which is going on. If there are completed project, you can add that completed project here by uploading the requested document and it will create that screen showing it's a previously completed project. And like this, the screen will come up that the previous completed projects are coming into the place. Now, the third screen, here the main impact, the registration process will start is that first the promoter will give the project name. So he would have identified some project name, that project name is given. Then he will choose the project type. There are 4 project types which has been given by the Gujarat RERA. One is residential cum group housing. Second is commercial. Third is mixed development. And fourth is plotted projects. Third will be what is the project status. I presume every project right now going in 2024 will be new project. But in case there is ongoing project, please put them. Project description, like it will be like you give the project description, whether it's a bungalow, whether it's a flats, whether it's a commercial places, EWS, LIG, or mixed development flats and bungalows and all that stuff. Project start date will be given, which will be a project start date, which will be a project end date, and all activities of the RERA will form between these 2 project dates. What is the total land area? I like to draw your attention here because this is a gray area of mistake. There is a 2 difference between the approved layout plan and plan which you are registering. Now, let's say I give you an example. There will be a 1000 square meter of land. There will be 5 buildings coming in 200 square meter land in independent phases. Now, I may approve the total layout plan of 1000 square meter, but I may register just one building which is situated on 200 square meter. So here I will write out the total land area means total land area of approved layout plan which is 1000 square meter. Now Of this 1000 square meter approved land, let's say 5 building covers 100 meter each square meter. So 500 square meter will be considered as a covered area and 500 square meter will be considered as an open area. You have to just put 500 square meter as covered area. The open square area will be is an mathematical calculation. The system will automatically show it out. Coming to the land area for project under registration. Now, land area for project under registration, as I told you, may be equal to approved plan land or may be equal to, may not be or less than the approved plan, layout plan. Now, in given example of 1000 and I am registering one unit of 200 square meter, land area might be 200 square meter here. Okay. And see, if I am registering 5 building at a go in a one registration, then land area will be 1000 square meters. So basically, based on what registration is going to happen, you have to put that. Now, again, the carpet area, land area of project under registration, then total carpet area under the approved layout plan. Now, total carpet area means 5 building है, एक building के अंदर, let's say there is a 10,000 square meter, 10,000 square feet of a carpet area which is going to be constructed. So let's say 50,000 square feet is the total carpet area which is going to get constructed for the approved layout. Now, what is the carpet area of that registration? Let's say if you are registering one building, then 10,000 square feet will be the carpet area which is going to get registered. Now, again, number of garages. Now, this number of garages, it talks about the garages which you are going to get registered and not of the approved layout. So number of garages and what is the area of that garages, number of covered parking, what is the area of covered parking, number of open parking and what is the area of open parking. And I presume that the audience know the difference between garage, covered parking and open parking. This is how the snapshots will come up.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था सर कि कल आपने जो बताया ना कि भाई 10 बिल्डिंग है पूरी, अभी प्रमोटर ने 10 बिल्डिंग एक्वायर कर लिए, उसमें से
10 बिल्डिंग नहीं, प्रमोटर लैंड एक्वायर किया, बिल्डिंग
हाँ मतलब लैंड एक्वायर कर ली 10 बिल्डिंग की और उसमें वो फेज वाइज रजिस्ट्रेशन ले रहा है।
बराबर,
मतलब वो 3 लैंड का ही 3 बिल्डिंग का ही रजिस्ट्रेशन ले रहा है।
बराबर,
तो उसमें जो लैंड एरिया अंडर रजिस्ट्रेशन हमें जो डालना रहता है तो उसका बेस कैसे लेंगे, क्योंकि प्लान में कहीं पे एक बिल्डिंग का एरिया तो लिखा होता नहीं है।
Very nice question. So see, there are two things in this. Okay, right? A is that let's not step in the shoes of architect. Architect को बोलो कि भाई मेरे को तू लिख के दे कि तू क्या एरिया दे रहा है, बिकॉज ये प्लान है, ये प्लान के हिसाब से अगर लेट्स से गिवन एग्जांपल अभी का बात करते हैं 10,000 स्क्वायर मीटर का है, लेट्स से अनइवन बिल्डिंग है, कोई बड़ी बिल्डिंग है कोई छोटी बिल्डिंग है। ओके राइट, हम आर्किटेक्ट के शूज में स्टेप इन नहीं करेंगे, आर्किटेक्ट को बोलेंगे कि ये लैंड में अगर ये 5 बिल्डिंग बनेगी तो इसका एरिया का प्रोपोर्शनल लैंड क्या रहेगा, जिससे मुझे पता चले कि फ्री और कवर्ड कितना है, उसका प्रोपोर्शनल कितना आ रहा है। द सेकंड थिंग टू वेरीफाई व्हाट आर्किटेक्ट इज गिविंग इज राइट और रॉन्ग, there will be a concept of FSI, how much FSI that land is going to get it and how much FSI that building is going to consume. Okay, so based on that you can clear it out of the total land area and the proportion of this FSI to the total FSI. Okay, the land area should have been ideally to that proportion.
ओके सर, और सर सेम क्वेश्चन, सेम कंटिन्यू क्वेश्चन में सर, अगर ये हमें जो पार्किंग एरिया वाला जो भी होता है तो उसमें भी वो पूरे प्लान में 10 बिल्डिंग का एक साथ में पार्किंग प्रपोज्ड और वो होता है, तो उसको कैसे वर्कआउट करेंगे सर?
Go to step 1. Step shows let architect give you the decision, and if architect does not give you a decision, then ask the promoter to earmark of this parking, this much parking will be only used for this. We have to ensure that whatever we are talking, we should have a paper, and there are a lot of certifications which we need to do, but we are not qualified for it. Like rightly you put out these two questions. Are we qualified to say how much parking should come here, or are we qualified to say how much land should come here? That's a special subject to be done by architects. तो आप आर्किटेक्ट से लिखवा के ले।
ओपन पार्किंग और कवर पार्किंग में सर डिफरेंस क्या रहता है सर इसमें?
देखो, ओपन पार्किंग रहता है कि लैंड फ्री एरिया रहता है, उसके अंदर एक डिमार्केटेड एरिया रहता है पार्किंग करने के लिए, विच इज द स्काई इज द लिमिट। ओके, कवर्ड पार्किंग के अंदर आता है देयर इज अ 4 साइड ओपन बट देयर इज अ स्टिल, ओके, और अनलेस देयर इज अ मल्टी पोडियम्स, ओके, एंड गैरेज रहता है where all side is sealed and is closed. Clear?
Okay sir, thank you.
Pleasure. Shall I continue? So I believe till now we have been perfect. Number of open parking, ये बेस एरिया आपको ये बेस एरिया, ये चीज है आप जब फर्स्ट टाइम रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के टाइम पे बहुत ध्यान से करना, बिकॉज एक बार ये चले गया इसको चेंज करने का कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा है और इसकी दिक्कत बहुत ज्यादा हो जाए। सो अगर आपको, if the promoter speaks you and says that I want it in 7 days, so say that if you want it in 7 days, you should have come 14 days earlier. That should be your goal. Okay. Now coming to this, now again we gave the details of the project. Now this project is going to be on some land, right? So in Gujarat RERA, the information of the land is to be divided into two portions. One is the TP area and one is non-TP area. Now, in case of TP area, as you can see below, that is a, you have to give TP number, TP name, plotted, unplotted and all that stuff, plot number and subplot number of TP area. Whereas if it is non-TP area, तो TP area ग्रे में चले जाएगा and मौजे से आएगा, फिर रेवेन्यू का सर्वे नंबर आएगा, सिटी सर्वे नंबर आएगा and आगे का डिटेल्स आएगा. Here the whole idea is that based on the टाइप ऑफ द लैंड कौन से एरिया में ये गिरता है उसको वो आइडेंटिफाई करता है एंड इट ट्राइज टू ड्रिल डाउन वेयरएवर द इंफॉर्मेशन इट ट्राइज टू टेल इफ इट इज compatible with the planning authorities, they are trying to compatible it out. Like if you go further to down, let's say after the address comes the planning approval authority. So moment you put that specific TP area, तो specific planning authority आपके पास आ जाएगा और आपको आगे ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं गिरेगी. वो पिन पॉइंट स्पेसिफाई करते जा रहे हैं so that आपका भी रजिस्ट्रेशन के टाइम पे एरर कम हो जाए and same time lot of goof ups which some scrupulous promoters will do can be weeded. That's the whole idea. Now what is TP area and non TP area? Again my suggestion, go to the architect, tell them मुझे पता रहेगा फिर भी मुझे नहीं पता है, आप आर्किटेक्ट बताएगा कि ये ऐसा ऐसा चीज है, ये चीज है, उसके लिए मैं करूंगा. If you are registering the thing, if you are giving a consultation, ask a promoter to take that from the architect before putting anything. Clear? Now, similarly, there are some informations which I find very beautiful in this Gujarat RERA is that a proximity within the social services, like fire station से कितना दूर है, hospital से multi specialty hospital से कितनी दूर है, रेलवे स्टेशन से कितना दूर है, पुलिस स्टेशन से कितना दूर है आपका ये प्रोजेक्ट. सो प्रोजेक्ट को पिन पॉइंट किया जाता है कि जो बेसिक सर्विसेज जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है which can be used for the purposes of need in emergencies should be within the vicinity. Or at least the person who is getting the property should know, getting into the project should know how far all these things are being there. So it has identified as multi-speciality hospital, main railway station, police station, public garden, public transport, urban local bodies, and so on. Further to that, one more good thing is that what kind of groundwater level is there. So basically for the construction, some promoters may not use the soil testing report, which becomes very important for a good construction. Especially all these three criteria, whether it's critical, sea line, or over-exploited block. If there is not a right kind of soil testing, the chances of structure getting collapsed are very high. Now, after that, finance वाले हमारा subject आ गया, bank detail है. The properties you saw in the gray, it directly picks up from the promoter's login ID. Now, one of the very different which I saw is that account holder name. And it allows that account holder name did not be the name as per the promoter's name, which is very surprising to me, but still it allows. Then account number and IFSC code. Based on the IFSC code, it is picking up the addresses, whereas some areas which it is allowing to change. And accordingly, the registration application goes further. Once this is done, the second case, so this was the current criteria which complied, is the first phase of the registration. Once this is being done out, we move to the second module, that is a development detail. Development detail starts with an inventory things. Now here the inventories are being identified into 4 categories: flat, bungalow, shop. Four categories: flat, bungalow, shop, office, commercial other than shop and offices, godown, industrial shed, and plot. These are the categories in which it has been identified. So if when you put, let's say if you have a multi-use project, okay, or you have a one project registration where we have one building or one bungalow. So you should ensure that when you are putting an inventory, you are putting the right type of inventory. So let's say if I have a flat. Now, once it is flat, it will ask the number of inventory. Let's say एक flat के अंदर 20 BHK है, 25 2 BHK है, तो total हो गया 45. So it will ask 45 numbers. It is not identifying 20 BHK or 25 BHK. It is identifying number of inventories, and that should match with your plan which is being approved out. Then the carpet area of totality. Now, in some cases, the carpet area is not being defined in the plan cost. So we will discuss about that while giving the declaration. So I am here presuming that the plan is being passed with the carpet area. You put the carpet area, right? Okay. Now here the carpet area is specifically talking about RERA carpet area. If there is exclusively balcony, you have to show exclusive balcony separate because that doesn't form the RERA carpet area. If there is an open terrace coming to your coming to specific unit, you have to show open terrace separately. However, one thing which is missing, which form the part of a definition, is the service areas, exclusive service areas. However, that is not been covered here. But over and above that, if you look, fairly everything is been covered, and you have to your promoter or architect give you the totality figures in case you are making an application. And most important, number of inventory book. Please ensure that it's 0 when you do the first time registration, or you have to question why there is an inventory book. After that, there is an other internal development. Moment you put that, there is an internal development work which is coming, like road systems, water supply systems, sewerage, drainage system, electrical supply, transformer and substation, solid waste system, and any other informations which has been agreed as per the sale of agreement of sale. Now, road system, it is asking self-development or others. Similarly, water supply, self-development, others, and all these things. And generally, what I have observed is that everybody puts self-development. That's what it's been observed. Now, after incorporation of the development, inventory and development work, there are a lot of internal development work which needs to be provided separately. Whether this I will say you, this will be the figure which will help you out rather than that reading of it. Now, if you go to the first thing, whether the drinking water is supplied by the municipal, you have to say yes or no. Again, you have to take the information from the promoter or architect. Architect is the right person. Second thing, there is a national building code. NBC is the short form of it. National building code, which defines basically based on the number of units or flats, what will be the average consumptions of water based on that units. It will based on the inlets and all that things, the criteria are there. So basically on that, what will be the average consumption of an water per day? So that you have to write it in NBC, and that you have to bifurcate between residential and commercial. So if you see here 10 and 9 is done, and automatically total 19 is coming out. C column is that provisions made by the promoter against what is the requirement. So here he is saying 10, 9, everything is being done. So whatever the provision the promoter has been done, and there should be a justification to provision. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि मेरे पास 1 इंच का वाटर पाइप है और रिक्वायरमेंट 3 इंच का था और मैं बोलते 100% का प्रोविजन होगी. So you need to apply the brain when the things are happening here. Basically, accordingly, you need to put the information, and the percentage is that if you see the total column on the right hand side, total column 19 divided by 19 is 100. Let's say it was 10, to 10 divided by 19, that percentage would have come up. If you go below, it's asked from where the water will be supplied. So it gives a 3 options. One is the borewell at the project site. Is there borewell at the project site? Second is whether the tankers will be coming to fill in the water, or third is the other source. If you click the other, what are the other source? It will ask you to explain it out. The water same way like water supply, the sewerage disposal is there. Again, the sewerage disposal, it will ask whether the project has a sewerage line for the project, and whether the sewerage line is nearby, like a municipal or a local body. Project site is nearest the sewerage line, so that it can be extended to that main sewerage line, and the sewerage can automatically go to the main pipe and the things can work it out. If yes, then good. If no, again, then you have to need an explanation. Now, like the water supply, even for the sewage, there is an NBC rules. Residential के लिए इतना रहता है. Again, depending upon the number of disposal bodies and all that stuff, it works it out. Again, against that, whatever the requirement as per the approval is there, what is the treatment which the project can do it? Whether it can be 100%, 80%, 70%, whatever, it based upon the project listing needs. Now, how the treatment will happen, whether the treatment will be done by the local authority, how the treatment will happen, whether there is an effluent treatment plant in the process or otherwise. So you have to look into that aspect and reply here. Then, whether there is a recycling of the effluent proposal. So if it is yes, you have to put it yes. If it is no, you have to put it no. Same goes with the solid waste. Solid waste is asked whether the local authority is going to take the solid waste or the other authorities are going to take the solid. One more thing is that here is the swimming pool information which you need to put it, which comes as an external developments. This swimming pool will be, if the project is, again, it's valued based on the cost of the project. If the project cost is above 100 crore, then the information has to be compulsory given. If it is below 100 crore, then it's an optional type which is made to understand. Let's say it's a project cost is above 100 crore, then you have to give the length of the swimming pool, breadth of the swimming pool, average depth of the swimming pool, and the capacity of the swimming pool in liters. Once that is being done, the second thing is that you need to development intelligence. The next module is to add professionals. Now here there is the professional which we talked earlier, and here there is a gap. Here they need to add 4 professionals, of which 2 are compulsory and 2 are optional. Now the 4 professionals which are being given here are: A is the architect, B is the contract, A is an agent, contractor, architect, and engineer, structural engineer. Okay, of which architect and structural engineer are compulsory, whereas other 2 are optional as of now. After that, once you have uploaded the professionals, the second next thing comes the financial documents uploading. Now, last 2 years, documents need to be uploaded. The financial documents comprises of balance sheets, profit and loss, cash flow statement, director's report if there is any, if it's company, auditor's report if the company, that entity is having an audit going on, and income tax acknowledgement. If the entity, the promoter existence is less than 2 years, let's say it's 1 year, then upload 1 year, or if it is very new and you do not have it, then you can do accordingly. This is the snapshot of what it exactly looks on the website. Now, after uploading the financial, there will be a technical documents which needs to be uploaded. Now, technical documents which need to be uploaded are approvals, approval building plan, approved layout plan, approved sanction plan or infrastructure plan, area development plan, draft process and specification, what you are going to give it out and everything. Where there is an land which is being change of use of land. Here they have written only non-agriculture, but to my reading, it should change of use of land. And in some cases of specific project which they have listed it out, there will be a fire opinion which will be required. That need to be uploaded. Then project plan. You have to upload the photographs with a specific pixel dimension of 1050 pixel by 435 pixels. Project specification needs to be uploaded, and any other document which you feel further, which needs to be uploaded and which is not being covered into the criteria which is given, same can be uploaded. There is a upload list, technical documents upload list, which is being disclosed with it. And each documents up to 100 MB you can upload it on, and the same will be, stored onto the websites. Further to that, technical documents, then come the legal documents. Here, in legal documents, a land documents needs to be uploaded first. The land document will be your the land agreement if you have taken, or in case if you are into multiple promoters like land promoter thing, and you have taken into a development agreement will come into the picture, and Sadbara or a property card of the land promoter will come into the picture. There can be cases where the deal has been done, but the property has not been transferred into the name of the actual promoter. So in that case, there is a Kachi non, which is the terminology which is being used, Kachi non hoiche, that you have to do it, or order under 135D, that you have to upload it. And further to that, there will be an affidavit which is to be given for this type of documentation. Second will come is an encumbrance certificate. Here the lawyer, which I said it in my first slide on the user login, the lawyer will come here come into the thing. So when you have the encumbrance certificate is there, you are going to enter the lawyer state bar council membership. Moment you enter the state bar council membership, lawyer data will automatically fetch it out, and just you have to issue a certificate date and upload the issuance certificate. So that issuance certificate will get uploaded. Third will be the title report. Again, the title report, same lawyer state bar license number you will use it. Again, issue the issuance date and upload the title certificate. One thing I want to clarify out, that it need not be compulsory that encumbrance certificate and title report can be given by the same lawyer. There can be different lawyer also, or there can be same lawyer. Now, coming to that, the Form B needs to be given the PAN authorized certificate. Signatory should be added, which I have said earlier, that authorized signatory will be there. Here I missed one thing. Let's say if there is an entity which has a multiple authorized signatory, let's say ABC Limited is there, which is a big firm, they may have a multiple authorized signatory. Of that multiple authorized signatory, I can choose one authorized signatory for the part of me. And that specific authorized signatory will be for the part of this project. And accordingly, the authorization of that will be uploaded. Now, again, I was saying when the Form B, when we have application, in some cases, which I found it out in Gujarat, there can be if there are cases where the information of the drainage system or the carpet area has been not been given. And specifically, there is a separate affidavit which needs to be added and worded which in the main form B to and need to be uploaded it to undo the effects of the non-informations of drainage and carpet areas. Again, agreement for sale or sale agreement, agreement for sale and letter of allotment needs to be uploaded. Then declaration fire opinion is required or not. Moment you get into a declaration, there is a click. Which are the projects where the fire opinion will be required or fire opinion will be not required? Just click on that thing and automatically it will serve it out. Whatever requirements are there, whatever requirements are there. And moment you encompasses everything. You just press submit and your declaration gets submitted. So that's how the legal documents are being getting uploaded. This is the brief way. Probably you may require a magnifying glasses to see it out. So let's leave it out. Right. Now coming to uploading of completion of uploaded documents. Now, these were the frame module of uploaded documents. Now, we have uploaded the documents. Completion of uploaded documents, we we go to now to the new module, which is a block entry. Block entry means, let's say, wing west. Now, given an example of 1000 square meter, 200 square meter. Now, in 200 square meter, there is a one building. One building may have two wings, A and B. So, A is a block, B is also a block. So, these two wings will be together. Now, there can be both wing may have one commencement certificate or both wing may have a different commencement certificate. So, based on the block, you have to write the block details, block name as per the approval, what is being approved in the approved layout plan, then block development start date, which will be after the commencement certificate date, because you cannot commence the activities prior to the commencement certificate being issued. Block development end date, which should be again before the completion date of the project, because the end date is the project completion date. Thereafter, there will be similarly each block you will find it what is the built up area of that block, then height of the block as per the section thing. As I told you, there can be 5 buildings, one can be of let's say 100 meters, one can be of 60 meters and so on. So basically, based on the sanction plan, the height of the block will come into the picture. And what is the built up area of that block square meter? Now, mind you, the built up area may be different from the carpet areas or the sale area because it's a construction area. Now, after loading the block area, then you have to mark the property on the map. So there is a map module which has been given. You have to put in latitude and longitude. This again is being given to an architect. Every architect has the Google Maps, okay, paid Google Maps, and they just put it down there every time. Moment you put it on the maps, there is a holographic things which has been given out. You can join the coordinates and you can earmark that area of that project under the registration. It can happen. Let's say this red mark is given in the project. It can be the part of the total approved land also. So you have to earmark your project, not the earmark. You don't have to earmark your approved land. That's what I would like to say. Once you have earmarked that land, the boundary will be reflected out and it will be marked as red boundary for your. After that, once that earmarking is happened, then promoter berbari karega professionals ke upar, architect, engineer, and chartered accountant. So he will assign architects, engineers, and chartered accountant. Now he will assign an architect. Again, all the 3 professions which will be assigned are to be earlier being registered at the Gujarat RERA. If they are not registered, promoter cannot assign this to a specific set of professionals. So I presume that all the professionals are being registered. So for the purpose of enrolling RK Form 1, he will write Council of Architect membership number and appoint the architect. For Form 2 and Form 2A, he will write the PAN number and automatically the engineer will come into the picture. And for Form 3 or MOF, and going further, chartered accountant will come into the picture. Now, this is how the architect dashboard will come. The moment the architect log in, he will get a dashboard. I'm sure every chartered accountant who might be doing the things also is aware of it. And the architect has a right to assign, accept or reject. If he reject, then promoter will reassign it to another chartered architect and so on. Accept, and the things will happen it all. Moment the acceptance will that, he will download the templates which are available. Based on the template, he will just, put the activities based on it, start date, end date, work done, all that stuff and everything is there. So based on these activities of Form 1A and Form 1B, and 1A is to the block units, okay, right? Or the building related, and 1B is to the common units, like you find sewerage or which we talk about the external development works. Okay. Moment these two are being done, they are being uploaded. Once they are being uploaded, if the things are proper and perfect, the file is being created. Now, after that creations, he will upload the NOCs. Like there are various NOCs which he has been given. So as and when the NOCs which are being received at the date of registration, he will upload it out here. The NOCs will be uploaded. So it's an uploading of approvals or no objection certificate by the independent professionals and not by the promoters. Then thereafter, there is a generation. This generation happens. There is a PDF which has been given. Even an architect can download his own PDF and the whole activity is generated it out. Once that activity is being generated, it goes to the promoters. Promoters can verify it out. He can accept, or he has his comment. He can reject it out with his comment and all that stuff. And after through and through, whatever it happens, the same gets accepted. And moment it gets accepted, then the engineer's role comes into the play. The engineer roles comes into the play for two aspects. One is Form 2 and for Form 2A. Again, like architect, for engineer, the engineer's assignment is done. Engineer will check it. He will accept or reject. If rejected, reassignment and all that stuff. So yeah, I presume that it's been accepted it out. Moment acceptance, engineer will download its template. Its template will be worked it out based on the activities. But now here in engineer, he will have some fixed rows which he cannot touch it, and one are which are in red, because that will come from the architect and he has no right to play in it. And rest he can do it out based on these estimations and things, and he can fill the templates. Moment the templates are being filled, he will write it out the descriptions of 2A and 2B is for internal and external work, and 2C is something which is over and above the work which was being not envisaged and came later on. Ideally, 2C should not be for the first time registration. It can be for the multiple aspect later on. Once that is being done, it will be uploaded. Again, after it's being uploaded, it will give the whole highlights of the things what it has been done. It will give a down if informations are perfect, the things will get uploaded. It can view it out, and if it says it's okay, it will submit and proceed on further. Once it's submitted, engineer can download his Form 2, and similarly, the promoter will view it on its own. If he's accepting, he will accept it. If it has any objection, there will be to and fro, and then the things will get cleared it out. Once that things will clear it out, Form 2A will come into the picture. Form 2 is more of a technical concept by means qualities has been added or not into the various things, okay, which is more of a compliance portion, and engineer takes a responsibility to ensure that whatever has been carried has been done on. Moment that is being uploaded, again to and fro happens, and eventually the 2A gets uploaded and things goes up. Once things goes, our role starts as a chartered accountant. Again, promoter assigns chartered accountant for Form 3 and MOF if the project requires MOF, and similarly it will come into the dashboards of a chartered accountant. Moment it comes up to a dashboard of a chartered accountant will either accept or reject based upon its criteria and conditions. But one thing as a friendly advice I will tell you to my fellow chartered accountants, ये मौका है कि भाई पहला बिल क्लियर करवा लेने का, नहीं तो मौका हाथ से निकल जाएगा. Okay, right? Now coming back to this, you accept it. Then again there are the things which are being given. Now what you have to fill is first is the Form 3A, which depends more upon to the inventory based, which has been discussed now. And second about the allottees and this thing. In first case, it will be 0, and probably encumbrance status might be there because the project, if the loans have been borrowed and all that stuff is done. I am not going into the multiple things because in first case, what will happen, I believe is that there won't be any sale at all. So I'm not touching that topic, right? Now, this is the format which is there. I hope most of the chartered accountants would have seen it, and you have to fill the things. Now, again, there is a for garages, how much number of garages. Again, you find the red column, you are not supposed to touch. It will come directly from the website. You have to just write booked, how much it is. Now, third is the Form 3. Again, you have to download the Form 3 template, and then you have to, based on your certification working as per the guidance notes issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants for special certificates, you will be carrying on the exercises, and accordingly, you will be incorporating the figures and filling this template out. Multiple templates, whatever it's been given. Then after that, you will be, once you have successfully filled Form 3, then you will be doing loan and lender details. and you will be filling that unit wise. If there is any lender or all things are there, you will be, fulfilling all that information and criteria. And thereafter, there will be a creation, a pop-up field coming into the login ID where you will give you the whole descriptions of what you have done it out. If you feel it is perfect as per your satisfaction, you will say submit. If no, you will rework out till to your satisfaction and then submit it out. Moment you submit it out, okay, like these are some criteria which have been given out. Loan agreement document, mortgage document, form 1, form 2, architect certificate में आपको कुछ दिखा तो आप उसका बारे में आप बात कर सकते हो. And UDN and all that stuff कैसा रहेगा, तो UDN का format किस तरीके से रहता है and all that things. Now this is the basically things which comes out onto the things. One is the proposed, one is the estimated, and one is the incurred cost. And over and above, there is an additional information which comes out of the loan confirmations and all that things, information about the projects and all that things which comes out. Separate bank account details comes out, and you fill in that. And once that is filling, a PDF file is being generated. PDF file can be viewed both by the chartered accountant, both by the and also by the promoter. और इसमें बहुत झगड़ा झगड़ी होता है. Promoter को अच्छा नहीं लगता है अगर पैसा कम निकलता है, and CA will burst out by ये इतना ही होगा. So always there is a fight going on, tussle going on in this case. But eventually, both of them extract it out and this get uploaded. Similarly, I am not drawing back to means of finance also, because in the first time application, means of finance will not have much role to play, as there won't be any money coming it out. Only money coming out will be the loans which has been borrowed it out. So I have not crossed it out. But again, the process remains the same. There will be assignment from the promoter. Template will come out. Template will go back to the uploader, and to and fro will happen, and again it will get uploaded to the website. Once all these documents have been getting uploaded, then there will be a declaration. This declaration, each and every portion, the promoter will do yes, no, no, or whatever, not applicable type of thing. It is basically yes, no, and not applicable, but everything is in Gujarati. But all the criteria needs to be filled in. Till all criteria are not been filled in, the declaration acceptance won't complete. Okay. Moment that criteria has been filled in, there will be a declaration acceptance which will come out, and system-based payment generation will come out. Again, the system-based payment generation will come out based on the land area which is registered, which is under the registration, and all that stuff criteria will come it out, will throw it out. After that, the payments will be made, a payment receipt will be generated, and you will get a RERA application number, and your application is being processed. I tried to compass it in the limited time which has been given. Sorry if I have been very fast, but this is the best I can do it on.
Bhavesh sir, I think so. You have explained it, beautifully with all the screenshots and everything, and it has you have covered almost all the aspects which is there. So thank you so much. I think so. There are not many queries which is there right now. If supposedly there are any kind of queries which any participants have, you all can definitely put it in the WhatsApp group, and Bhavesh sir and me, we will be there, to monitor it and reply back in case of any queries also. You want to say something in the end?
No, nothing. Thank you very much for patient listening. I know it's very dry thing. Okay. But thanks anyone for the patience.
No, of course. In the upcoming session, like even in Maharashtra, upcoming session, we are talking about significant laws which we will be doing into Gujarat RERA also. But in the meantime, I think so. I just want to, before we end the session, I just want to give you a vote of thanks, Bhavesh sir, for taking out time. With this, thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session and giving your time and participating. And I hope you all have learned a lot and from Bhavesh sir. If in case, like I mentioned, if you all have any kind of queries, you all can definitely ask Bhavesh sir. He'll be there always and always there to help you out. He has been a pioneer in Maharashtra RERA, and definitely in Gujarat RERA also he'll be there to guide you all if in case any kind of queries are there. With this, I conclude today's session, and once again I thank Bhavesh sir for giving out time, and looking forward for the next session also, which we'll be having on Thursday. Till then, have a great evening and a great week ahead. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you each one of you for joining this course. I do think that this has been useful course to you. If you had not been here, the course would not have been successful. I also thank the faculty of the day and the course coordinator for taking you through. And if you have any things to discuss, certainly I request you to put it in the chat box or in the YouTube remarks columns so that we will be able to answer them. You are also requested to contact our office or message me on my WhatsApp number 9820106766 or 68, or on my email rsprabhu13@gmail.com. Thank you for being here. All the best.